More good news on this car. The rear transaxle, I just pulled the plug on it. There was not one drop of oil in the rear transaxle. I've been hearing a whining noise, and now I know why. No oil in the rear transaxle. Must have a terrible leak. My only hope is to put this in there and hope that it fixes it. I'm going to put 3 ounces of this in there and then top it off with some synthetic gear oil. But I've got a sneaky suspicion that rear differential is shot. That rear transaxle. Man, I tell you, the guy that sold me this car really sold me a bag of goods. Anyway, let's give this a shot. Alright, so today's going to be a big job on this junker I bought. 2009 RAV4 rust bucket. As you drive the car, and I didn't notice it when we test drove it, so I don't know how they hit it at the time, but the gears in the back in the rear transaxle really sing. They moan and grind whenever you make a turn. So the differential is shot, the gears are completely chewed up. I've got to pull the rear transaxle, and never done a job like this before, so it's going to be an experience. So I'm going to jack the car up, suspend the rear end up in the air, and get under there. I have to remove the tailpipe and loosen some brackets. And of course, the 2 axles that plug into the transaxle are going to have to be unplugged. That's probably going to be the hardest part. Today I'm only removing it. I don't have the new part yet. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow. I bought a rebuilt, remanufactured one. So I don't have to take this one apart and repair it or anything like that. I just take it out and slap the new one in. So let me get started on this. All right, so this is what we're going to be removing today, this transaxle. Notice how clean and dry it is. This was wet with oil when I first noticed the problem and came in here to check the oil. This was completely empty, no oil in it. I bought the bars leak gear repair stuff, and I put 3 or 4 ounces of that in and then topped it off with synthetic gear oil. And that stuff worked. It dripped for a day, but it wasn't as bad, or it wasn't bad. And after 2 or 3 days, it wasn't dripping anymore. And I checked the oil level yesterday, and it was still full. So that bars leak gear repair stuff is incredible. It even probably improves gear noise, although this one is so bad, the gears are so chewed up in it that it couldn't really help it. That's why this has to be replaced. It's ruined. First thing we're going to do is remove this tailpipe, these 2 nuts, and then it's got 2 hangers, one here and one back here on this. And then we'll remove the drive shaft. There's going to be 4 nuts holding that on, and I've checked this drive shaft, and it's really solid. There's no play in it at all. So at least that's one bonus, one nice thing about the car is that's in good shape. So the 4 nuts to remove this, and probably the 2 over there on the middle support, so I can lay it on the ground. Let's see. After that, then I'll loosen. There's going to be 3 17mm bolts, okay, and we'll remove those, and that will allow me to lower this. I'll use the floor jack to lower this down to a certain level so that I can remove the axles. And I'm not, if I understand correctly from other videos, I do not have to remove the wheels. So I'm going to try to do it this way. Now installing it, who knows? I don't know what that's going to be. So anyway, yeah, I'll loosen this bracket here. That should give me some more vertical room to lower this so I can do better to get the axles out. And also this bracket too. So I think that's it in summary. Hopefully, if everything goes well, it won't take too long. Okay, so I've got the exhaust removed, not the exhaust, the tailpipe, and this car continues to hate me. I've got all of the studs removed from the drive shaft that connects to the transaxle here. And it didn't, they have nuts on studs, but the whole stud came out on all of them. And yet this won't come loose. So I've been beating on it with a hammer and it's not breaking loose. So what I'm going to try to do is take the floor jack and lift it up right here, lift up and see if I can break this, because apparently it's rusted on to the transaxle. It's the only thing I can figure. There is nothing else holding that there. It's got to be rust or something. So let me give that a try. Like I said, I'm gonna put a floor jack right here and then jack up right there and see if I can break it loose. It worked, guys. Using the floor jack to put the weight of the car on there, broke it loose. I'm very fortunate that the studs came out with the nuts, because I wouldn't have been able to do this otherwise. If the studs were still in there, I would have had to try to remove the studs, and that probably wouldn't have went well. So I'm gonna lower this down slowly. Oh, it's not coming down with it, but it is loose. So, all right, so anyway, you can see that it's broke free, so I'm gonna get it down and tie it off or something. Okay, well, here's where I'm at. You can see the drive shaft dangling there by a wire, and I've got the driver's side axle out. Passenger side axle is seized in there. It will not come out. I've been hammering on it for probably an hour, and I haven't been able to get it. This job just keeps going and going. It's been one challenge after another. It has not gone well. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to remove the passenger side rear wheel and take the axle out with the transaxle, since that's probably not going to come out undamaged. And I'll have to replace the axle and the transaxle. The driver's side axle I think's okay. The dust cover thingy got damaged. I can replace that, or just leave it off. I don't think it matters. Anyway, yeah, this job sucks. It should have gone easier, but this car hates me. What can I say? Anyway, that's it. I'll give a final summary at the end of all this, if not another segment. I finally got the transaxle out, but the axle on the passenger side came apart on me, so I'm going to replace that. That looked like an original Toyota, so it was old. But yeah, this thing is chewed up on the inside. You kind of tell, like, that doesn't seem right. It shouldn't spin that easy. So those gears are probably all busted up, maybe from when I was banging on it trying to separate it. But yeah, boy, what a job. At least 5 hours for me to do this. Things didn't cooperate at all. Anyway, so that's it for this one. I'm getting a new transaxle mailed to me. Should arrive tomorrow, and I'll be slapping it in. I'll try to make a video of that too.